Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. The Division 2, that is what we are looking for, had an expansion last week and it was called Warlords of New York. That meant we also got rid of the world tier levels and we were brought back to level 30, and we could also upgrade to level 40 by going through the New York campaign. Now, in this short stream slash video, I'm sort of going to explain the world of the seasons in such a way. And later on today, I will stream Noob Shoot Summit. Shoot something, I should say. In addition to the Noob Does Summit that I do in the crew too, we're sort of going to do something similar here. But that, of course, means I first have to explain a few things when it comes to this game.
Safe area entered.
We brought back the world tiers were dropped if you have the Warlord of New York, and that also means that you can take the pilot over here. We have a new pilot. We also have the old pilot. You can talk to this guy, and then you can fly to New York. In New York you have a settlement, and that will more or less work similar as the White House over here. So the settlement in New York is your base of operation over there. Similar as in Washington, there is things that you can find like exotic weapons. You can also chase hunters. There are new hunters in town. At first they said 8 hunters, but we took down 2 yesterday. And we came to the conclusion that on the wall where they put those masks, once you've taken them down,
Safe area detected.
which is over here, you see we have 2 masks there, Weird and Angel. Myself and Thor took them down yesterday. And that means, yeah, if you count all these hooks that you see there, if they all are supposed to be masks, that means that there are also 12 hunters in this new thing here. Some of them will come in a duo, maybe even as a team of 4, similar to New York as Washington, I'm assuming. And eventually you can open this box. We have now 1 out of 8 of white keys because we took down those 2 hunters and they dropped 1 key. They dropped 2 masks.
Inventory. Apparel.
Somewhere. This is the weirdo mask, and then the other one was drama, if I can find it. I'm assuming they are in alphabetic order over here. This is the drama mask. Those are the 2 that we have taken down. I am aware of about 6 hunter locations, but apparently there are probably more. These 6 hunters we are aware of, which are, but some of them come double. So like this Weird and drama guys yesterday, they appeared on 1 occasion and they only dropped 1 key. There's also the Divide hunter is already known more or less how to do that. I summoned it a couple of times and he appeared, but he got me, and so I need to go after him again. And also in Washington we are 3 of which we are already aware. The rest people are still searching.
Inventory. Store. Apparel.
Here in New York there are 4 zones. You have Battery Park, Civic Center, 2 bridges and Financial District. And each of these zones has a safe house. And each of those safe houses had a person that you could interact with for the manhunt. And in the manhunt you were going after Aaron Keener eventually, but you first had to take down his 4 sidekicks in a way. Over here in Battery Park you had to take down Krajika, which we could do on day number 1 because the other safe houses were kind of a little bit bugged. We could not talk to the persons in charge there, and you had to do that to unlock the next missions. A patch a day later fixed that. So we took down Krajika, then we went after Pernell in Civic Center. 2 bridges we went after Conley, and in Financial District we went after Dragov. There was also a side mission over here somewhere you also had to do that mission, and you had to be level 40 before eventually you could go to Liberty Island and go after Aaron Keener. You could only do that if you were level 40, which is also sort of the new level. So in a way it was a manhunt through New York, and that is also what you're gonna see in the future. There will be more manhunts available. This is the new manhunt, and this is the seasonal manhunt. The seasons will take place sort of similar. We have to go over after sidekicks first, which in this case will be a bit of a galaxy. We have Neptune, we have Saturn, we have Mercury, and we have Venus, which we first have to take down before we can go after Jupiter, which is the prime target for season number 1. If you have Warlords of New York, season 1 is free. Each of these seasons will take 12 weeks. Within the seasons you will have 100 levels that you can gain, and each week or each level that you get, you can get some sort of reward. But it's not like, oh, let's play for an hour and take these 5 guys down. No, it does not work like that. For instance, today, every Tuesday, the new week will start, and today we can go after Neptune. Next week, there will be some apparel event which will take place, which makes you able to level up within the season levels. The week after that, there will be some sort of league starting. I'm assuming that's more PvP based. And then the week after that, we can go after one of these second sidekicks. And then we have a global event again, a league week again. Then again, we will be able to chase one of the sidekicks. Global event again, league week again, and so on. So it's sort of some sort of battle pass thing. You have to look at it. Although season number 1 is free, the next seasons will not be free. You have to pay 1,000 premium summits to for the next seasons, and each of these seasons will take 12 weeks. 1,000 premium credits more or less comes down to 10 euros or 10 bucks for your local currency. So let's see if we can have a look on that in a second. But we also, as I mentioned before, we got rid of the world tiers, and by reaching level 40, we also do no longer have a gear score. Normally our weapons and such had gear score 500, now they just have a level 40 gear score. Other than that, things have changed. You do no longer have talents on all of your gear. The only 2 talents available are on the backpack now and the vest. So you have to choose wisely. They also taken away different attributes like damage to the elites and stuff like that. It works a little bit differently. Before we had something like, let's say, I think I was running like 11-7-0, which meant I had 11 offensive points, 7 defense, and 0 skill. Skills are hive and drone and stuff like that. And now it's they sort of split it up into a core attribute, which you can see here. It's 4-2-0. We have 6 pieces, so that will always be 6. You can have like 6-0-0, or you can have 3-2-1 or something in that order. But these core attributes are always the same. Red means offensive is weapon damage. Blue, defense is armor, and utility, the white ones, are skill tier. Those are the core attributes, and then you have some other stuff like headshot damage and crit chance and crit damage and all that kind of stuff. Health, skill tiers, skill haste, skill duration, that kind of stuff you will find in the normal attributes. Other than that, it works pretty similar. They also made it a bit easier to understand the recalibration. Things like that have changed. That will all become clear once we get there. Level 40, that also meant that we switched to the Shade level. By taking down Aaron Keener, we now got his watch, and that watch is some sort of a rogue watch in a way, and it comes with a Shade level. Every time you do activities and such on the map, it levels up, and then you can spend those points. Every time you level up, you get a point, and you can spend it on these 5 categories, sort of. So the first time you level up, you can spend a point on offensive, the second one on defense, and so on. And you can gain some extra percentages depending on where you put the points on. For instance, I have a mirror on weapon damage. You can put them on headshot damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. Those are the 4 offensives where you can put it on. If you put it 50% maximum, if you can put the 50 points on there, you get 10% maximum. That's how I should say it. And that goes for all of these things. In defense, we have health, we have armor, we have explosive resistance, and we have hazard protection, where you can put your points on. In utility, we have skill damage, skill repair, skill duration, and skill haste. And then they sort of brought up a 4th category, and that is the handling, and that comes down to accuracy, stability, reload speed, and ammo capacity. If you put 50 points on there, you also get 10% of those things extra, which more has to do with the handling of your weapons. And every 5 levels, you get a point for scavenging. On scavenging, if you're a bit behind, you can sort of select the reward that you want. You can get some materials, you can get some printer filaments, all that kind of stuff, or you can just say, no, just give me 10,000 credits as a reward, and then every 5 levels you can do the same thing, depending on what it is that you need. That's sort of how the shade level works. That is sort of the new level. Instead of world tier and gear score and all that, we have this watch here on our wrist now, and that will upgrade our shade level. That sort of brings us a bit more up to date on what it is. If you want to see some gameplay, I have been streaming already on Twitch. For those watching this on YouTube, I have been streaming already a couple of days on Twitch, doing a bit of The Division, a bit of Escape from Tarkov, and also The Crew. Those are sort of the 3 games that I'm more or less focusing on at the moment. Now we need to go up, and we can have a look on season number 1, which started today. So this week we have a manhunt going. We can go after one of those sidekicks, but I would like to give an overview, if that is possible, of the whole season stuff, sort of similar to Summit in The Crew, sort of. But this thing works more as a battle pass. That's how you have to look at it. Normally you should be able to open the menu if this guy would go a little bit out of my way. There we go. Season 1, week 1 started today. And as you can see already over here, it's not like you can take all these guys down in one go. That will not work. The next target is available in 2 weeks and 6 days. So 3 weeks almost. Every 3 weeks you can go over one after these sidekicks, and eventually you can go over the behind the main guy, in this case Jupiter. We have 6 days left, so this is like week 1. Our main event is get Neptune down. So we're gonna have to chase him, we're gonna have to do some mission, I don't know, let's have a look. If we open the details, you have to locate and eliminate him. You gain some bonus XP, you gain some season levels as well. The bonus reward is a season cache that you can open. Next week we will have the West Side League. I'm not so sure what this leagues actually, where they're going to take place. But I've already saw that they were mentioning West Side and East Side and South. I'm assuming these are more Dark Zone things you have to do. Not very clear on the league. I haven't found any information on it yet. I found a main article about the seasons, and they were just explaining that leagues and global events they will come to later. So that is for next week. So next week it will be some sort of league thing. We will see what that is. And then the week after that we will have a global event, which more or less is I think a revised apparel event. All kind of stuff that you can do, and then you can get some apparel and stuff like that, I think. Then we have in 3 weeks time we have our next target, which will be Venus. So the little manhunt at that same time. Oh, over here we have an apparel event. So there is a difference between a global event and an apparel event. So we will have to go week by week and see what they give us before we can actually figure out what it is. The Northeast League. So we had West Side, now we have Northeast. I think this is going to be Dark Zone material. Then we can go after Saturn. Here we have the Home League. That probably takes place on the Washington map. Then we have a global event again. Then we can go after Mercury. Then we have the Hill League. And then we have a global event again. And after that, because then we're already 11 weeks. So in the week number 12, we can probably go after Jupiter to finish up this season. That is more or less what I'm thinking that we are gonna get. Each of these seasons has 100 levels. According to the article about this, they're anticipating on players to play somewhere between 30 minutes to an hour to get one season level. In 12-week times, you need to get 100 levels if you want to get all the rewards. Because, as you can see, in week number 1, level number 1, you have a striker backpack, striker mask. So you have some the glory days, which seem to be some sort of assault rifle, named assault rifle in this case. I think it's the P416 police rifle or so. We have the new Negev light machine gun, which I'm already running, so you can find some of these things already. But there is also some. If you go a bit further in the, you can get some other stuff as well. Week number 10, that gives you the Jupiter arm patch bronze. Let's see what else we can find here. Some knee pads, some other stuff. We have a named shotgun here, the boomstick, which seems to be a Model 700 named, so it comes with some sort of perfect talent. We have some normal gears again for the next weeks. We have everlasting gaze, another named rifle. So we have some named items in here. Week 21, they haven't figured it out yet. Or there might be nothing some of the weeks. The backup boomstick named shotgun. This is the double swap up, I think, which is a sidearm. Some other stuff. Dark Winter, another named weapon. Just quickly going over these. Oh, over here we have the Coyote's mask, exotic gear piece at week number level 35. You can get that. It's probably the only way to get it. So these are like some sort of unique season rewards, I'm assuming. Let's see what else we can find here. We go through it here a little bit. Some more named stuff. Gonna see if I can find some other exotics or something. And every week you have a season cache as well going along with it, by the looks of it. The Quiet Roar, which seems to be a named stoner light machine gun. Jupiter arm patch silver after 70 levels. So bronze is level 10, 70 is silver. The Burnout, which is a named FAMAS, that's what I'm running now. The clan vendor already was selling that. You can also get some keys by the looks of it. Some apparel caches. And eventually go to level 100 of season 1, and that will give you the gold. So you have to go through the 100 levels to get the gold patch and to finish off the season by the look of it. And then you can earn additional rewards with season 1 pass. Okay, so I'm assuming that the top row is things that you can win, whether you have this stuff or not. And the bottom row with the season caches, I'm assuming you need that season pass for. From what I make of it, yeah, season 1 pass is free. So the first season is free, so you can get those double rewards. And I'm assuming that if you want to get like the caches, the seasonal caches in season 2 and 3 and so on, you probably have to buy that. If you don't buy that, you will still be able to play seasonal stuff, but you will not can get your hands on those caches. You will just get the normal rewards, which you could see on the top there. That's what I'm making of this at the moment. I might be wrong, but I don't think so. Because these things, they are sort of lit up, as you can see. And these things, they are sort of have a 1 in it, and they are locked. So that 1 kind of refers to season 1 pass. I haven't started this thing up yet, so I'm not so sure why it's blocking me here. If the season 1 pass is free, unless it is bugged, or you first have to start this thing up. That is also a very good chance that that will be the case. Let me see if we click on this. I can click on here, and then it will unlock and it will tell us what to do, and then the season starts probably. So these are the lieutenants, and eventually the prime target is Jupiter. So it sort of works similar as the New York manhunt, more or less. You can play the briefing here, which is something we will do later on. This was sort of a little bit of an introduction of what's going on in this game. So, it's like in the White House over here, this settlement, which is called Haven. You can find everything here. You can find vendors, you can find your stash, you can find that season menu. You can find recalibration station, crafting station on the other side, and so on. Recalibration is pretty much made way easier to work with. If you have some sort of piece where you want to get either a core attribute or a normal attribute, if you wanted to get it off, you just go to your recalibration library. You get an overview of the different weapons, you get an overview of your different gear. If you have something available, like here the gloves, you can see that it has a green arrow on it, so I can extract something from one of my spare gloves. And then you just can say, okay, if I click on core attribute, here we have extraction available. We have skill tier 1, which is one of the cores. Or you can say, no, I want to have a look on the normal attributes, if that is available. We have repair kills 11.8%. You could extract that. Or I have health maximum. So yeah, then I would like to extract that. But as you will see, if I go down to the health over here, I already have a maximum roll sitting here. So I cannot extract that health from those gloves now, because I already have one sitting here. If I put this on some piece of gear, then I can come back to the gloves and also get that maximum roll from the other gloves and put it in here. So this is sort of your attribute stash in a way. So you can extract it from all your gear, you can just put it there for every gear piece differently. So you can extract stuff for the mask and you can put it back on the mask. You can extract from a backpack the same story, and from a vest, and so on. Once you have these things recalibrated, then you can go to your recalibration station, and then if you want to put something on, as I did for instance on my assault rifle, I put 14% assault rifle. So from those extracted things, it's going to go through your library, and if you have stuff sitting there, that is what you can put on here. Just like before with recalibration, only one recalibration possible per item that you have. And the same goes for something like a mask. I had 13% weapon damage. It's not max, but it's good enough for now. So I put some crit chance on it. Although with a mod I already had crit chance on it, so it is possible to have like 2 times crit chance on it. And the same goes for all the rest. Vest, what do we have? There we re-rolled. We had like 4 or 5% weapon damage on this thing, and I had 11.7 sitting in my library for the vests, so I put that one on here now, till I can find a 15, which is the maximum. So this all is way easier than it was before to understand and to work with. Of course, you have to do that a couple of times to get acquainted with it a bit more. But that was sort of it. A quick overview of what's going on in this game. So we have New York, we have done the manhunt there, we are level 40, and now we have seasons starting, which more or less work as a battle pass. There are also some new hunters, we are chasing them down. We took two down yesterday. We took a look on 6 hunter locations. But yeah, there is some steps that you have to follow. Some of those things require it to be nighttime, so it's not always that easy to chase them down and put it all in one video or so. It sometimes takes time. Yesterday I've been streaming for like 4 hours or so, and I think we went after 2 or something. Well, we got those 2, but then we also went to another location. I summoned that hunter as well, but he took me down, and at that moment I was solo, so yeah, if you take you down, you die. And other than that, we will see what it is later today. I will be back later on Twitch with Season 1, Week number 1 of Noob Shoot Something. But I first wanted to sort of give you an idea on what's going on here, so that for those watching on YouTube, understand a bit more what the Noob Shoot Something is. Sort of similar as the Noob Does Summit in the Crew 2. A weekly video that we're gonna do and see what is going on that week. Some of these things are not very clear yet, like the global events, what are they exactly? That is all things that will only become clear when we are in that week. This week it's pretty clear. We have Neptune, one of the sidekicks, and we're gonna have to hunt them down. So that's gonna be some sort of side mission or something you have to do and take them down. We will see. That is what we will be doing later in the first of that series. I will see you guys then, and bye for now.